Hello there, Mark. This is Nathan Barnes, and I wanted to introduce you to your book, how it will look in print. First, I'm going to show you this file, which is the file that I built the book in. It is Better Real Estate Decisions, AA, because up here at the beginning, because I usually go through a ton of test files. This is the first one, so I think it looks pretty good, but if you want any changes at all, I'm going to have to change the title and stuff like that so I can keep track of all the changes that are made. So anyway, just want to show you this. I think that you should take out the number here at the beginning um, and just go with Better Real Estate Decisions. And then if you want, you can say 10 tips for sellers, buyers, and novice investors. But I don't even think that you need a number at all. And you can just say um, tips for sellers, buyers, and novice investors. So it's something to think about. You can always do the 10. There's nothing wrong with having the number there. Personally, I think it's easier on the eyes without the number there. So if you just take that number out, I think it has a much cleaner look to this whole title. So as you can see over here on the copyright page, you have a standard copyright notice. Right here, these X's, I'm trying to highlight, it's not cooperating. That's because I don't have the ISBN number, and I'm going to have to input that before we publish. So just get that ISBN number to me, and I will put it in. This is published in the United States by Sharp & Quill Books. You've given me permission to do that, but you can change your mind still, and I will take it out if you want. You have your dedication here. I placed your dedication lower on the page. I can bring it up to the same height as your acknowledgments and contents if you want to make it look better. This will be the only page that the reader sees. I'm going over here to your actual book. This is how it looks in the book, and I could bring it up to the top here, but I think it looks good at that, in the middle of the page, but it's up to you. It's your book. So back to the original. I wanted to let you know I took out all of the introductions that you wrote introduction, like right here in the last file that you sent me, and you wrote conclusion down at the end. I took out both of those. They're both redundant. There's no reason to have introduction right here. I don't know if you intended on keeping that or not, but it definitely looks better to have a naturally flowing introduction. This is what people expect when they read a book. They expect to have a few introductory comments and then all of these subheadings. Okay, there should not be any place in the book where there's a subheading with nothing beneath it. Like this last line should never be one of these things. Like every time there's a subheading, there should be text. So sometimes you will see one or two lines of missing text at the bottom of the page, and it's because you need to actually have material underneath your subheadings. So that's one of the things you need to look for. Also, look to see if there are any out of order pages, like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. This has never happened to me before, but if you're looking at it, you might as well be looking for little mistakes like that. All of your headers should be on the same line. There should never be a time when this O'Donnell is a little bit lower than the other two, or vice versa. On the odd pages is the shortened title of the book. Even page is your name. Now you see these little signs here. Those are enters. Those are blank lines. I can take out one blank line if you would like to bring the text up. I've done a lot of these books, and I'm formatting your book the way most people want their books done whenever I do it. So that's the rhyme behind the reason for that. So if you would like to, you can bring it up, but everybody likes it like this. So I also put an extra line Should be an extra line of text. Let me just make sure here. Yeah, this is 0.5 from the bottom, which means that there should be just a little bit of room between the number and the text. Earlier, I had it formatted to where the 6 was touching the O on wood, and we don't want that, so I corrected that. Let's see. You just need to look through it and make sure this is what you want to publish. I changed all the little dashes to long dashes. That's standard in publishing. I put a little bit of space in between the paragraph and all of the subheadings. All the subheadings should not have punctuation at the end. They're not sentences, they're subheadings. There are a couple of times where you ask a question and you put a question mark. That's acceptable, but otherwise there shouldn't be any punctuation at the end of these. So if you see that, let me know. It should be pretty near perfect. These lines you see are from, this is converted, I believe, from a PDF file, and for some reason it's just underlining words that don't need to be underlined. I checked this myself 3 times for errors. I proofread it 3 times. I also ran it through a Word and Pages, which is the Microsoft version of Word. Okay, I've decided to put your title right here in line with the top line of text, and also your subheading is in the same line. I think that gives a really clean look to the book, and I also have a little bit of space here in between. You see how if you make the smallest change, everything moves. And you see, I explained just a minute ago, you always have to have a little bit of text underneath, and there wasn't enough room over here, so I had to put a page break put up here. Anyway, so your chapter heading is high on the page. Some people like to have it like way down here. I don't like the way that looks. If you want me to try it, I will definitely send you a proof with it down there, but I don't like the way it looks, and it would take a lot more work moving stuff around down here, making sure that everything is lined up. But I'll gladly do for you if that's what you want. Most of my clients, again, like this look. So just going down. Okay, I think that's all you need to look for. Just make sure that this, you like the way these look here. I could make this all single spaced. I'll show you what that looks like. It's kind of all bunched up. I think the reader would prefer to have it, the way that I did it. But if you disagree, that's fine. I will do it the way you want. So one thing I need to prepare you for is this is justified text, which means you have a nice smooth margin on the left and you have a nice smooth margin on the right. If this were what we usually read, which is left justified, you have a jagged edge, but your spacing is the same. You see how the space between the words is all equal. But if you have to scoot everything over, it makes it irregular. And a lot of my clients note that, and you see these huge gaps in between these words up here. That's the way books are written. I don't think that you will be able to pick up a book with the jagged right edge like this. All of them are going to be like that, and some of them are better at closing the space up, but you're gonna see it. It's the world in which we live. So just take a look and see if you like it. Yes, one thing that I did was this is your conclusion, and I basically took the title of the chapter and changed it just a little bit for your final word on the chapter. So I said, prepare your home to sell, And the title of this chapter is probably exactly the same. Prepare your home for sale. So we can talk about it if you need to talk about it, but I thought that this was a good way for you to go. Other than just saying conclusion every time. You don't want to bore the reader with that kind of thing. Okay, so that's the way it looks here. I'm also going to send you the PDF file. Just so you can get a feel for the process here. This is what you're going to upload, or a version of this is what you're going to upload into CreateSpace. You're not going to upload a Word document. You're going to upload your PDF document. So you get a nice up-close look at what your file is going to look like. Now, there's one small exception. You'll notice that there's a lot of blank space down at the bottom of the page. PDF only allows you to export files from Word into PDF with this giant 8.5 by 11 page. Your book is going to be 6 by 9, which is a standard size for a trade paperback. So the page here is bigger than the page that's going to print. You're looking at something like that. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have a lot of space at the bottom and on the sides, and CreateSpace automatically only reads what I tell it to, or what you will tell it to. So this is just another way to look at your book if you prefer to look at in PDF. And you'll notice the numbers are higher right here. That's because I'm looking at an earlier rendition of the file before I corrected well, actually, no, it's not. So maybe I just checked on that. So let's just go and look at it in CreateSpace. Okay, this is CreateSpace's interior preview tool. So I've uploaded your PDF version up into CreateSpace, and I'll show you how to do that. And I'm previewing what the book is going to look like in print whenever CreateSpace prints it. So the first thing I want to call your attention to is it adds a page. You'll see this is on the right, and whenever you look at your PDF file, it's on the left. See this? And that impacts how you review the book. Like I go down a little, and you see left page is copyright, right page is dedication. Well, the left page is the half title, and the right side is the copyright. So that will definitely affect how you view the book with respect to page numbers and your title header and your last name header. So you'll see there's a little space between the page number and the text. This should line up perfectly. See if you like the way this looks. Some of my clients ask me to move the margins. They think that the margins look a little bit off. I can fix that if you like, but this is just standard. I think it looks pretty good. Like I said earlier, I believe I can take out about half of that space if you want to bring it up a little bit. Most of my clients think that it's too close whenever I do that. For you, I did something I don't normally do. This is like 2 points smaller than the rest of the text, and I think it looks good like that. But I can make it the same size if you like. So what you need to do is look at every single page and see if there's anything on the page that you need to change. It's a 200-page book. It should take you about 45 minutes. You're just scanning stuff, making sure there's text underneath here, that there's no weirdness going on, at the top or bottom of the page. A lot of the work has been done for you because you know, CreateSpace looks for manuscript issues, like if anything was outside of this line here, which is the printable area of the text, it would be all listed here, but you don't have any of that. Anything else you happen to see, I'm glad to fix. Okay, so how do you get to this point? Well, glad you asked. Let me go to CreateSpace. There's a little trick to this. You have to you access with your Amazon.com account. I'm just going to log in. These are all the projects that I have going on right now. I have Mark's test book 2. I've been running a few tests on your book. What you want to do is after you create your thing, it's going to suggest very strongly, this CreateSpace is going to suggest very strongly that you give it a lot more information than you really need to give it at this point. The only thing that you need to do right now is enter in your title information, which is just the title and your name, the title and author name. So I'm just going to click on that. I just labeled it Mark's Test Book 2, and I always include the author of the book when I test, just in case something happens. Now, you should not enter any of this other information until you're ready to publish. That is, until you've run it by me and we've agreed that there's no errors in the book and we're completely done adding or changing anything. So you need to choose your size. You need to choose size 6x9. I'm just going to click on that, and it gives you all these sizes. You just need plain old 6x9. And you upload your interior PDF file, and all you do is click on Upload, Browse, find where it is. I would recommend that you save it to your desktop, and it's going to be A1 Better Real Estate Decisions PDF. And I'm going to go down here and save it. Okay, now this is the trick. You see it has all this stuff. It's only incomplete. Okay. Make this a little. Oh, come on. I need to pause. Okay, I'm going to try this a different way. Choose a paperback. Okay, this is how you get to it without going through all the information. And I really don't want you, and I encourage you not to enter in all your information until you're ready to publish. So we're going to go guided. And you have this, you have to enter in your name. If you end up making a mistake on this, like if you accidentally enter in an ISBN number with your actual title and your name, it can set your project back by weeks because of copyright issues. Even though you own it, you're going to have people snooping around asking you if you really own your book, and it'll delay your publication time. So just be very careful. Only enter in your name, and then save it. Looks like I didn't enter in something. Okay, then you go to interior. Okay, it already has 6x9, which is good. We're going to upload our book file and click on Browse. Find your file. And then this is what you need: the interior reviewer. Run automated print checks and view formatting issues online. Save. Now this usually takes about 3 minutes, and I would encourage you. What I do is I have everything else closed. I am not watching a movie. I don't have any other things open online, just so this thing can run. The best thing I've found is just to wait it out. And I would also encourage you to do this while you're completely sober, especially whenever you're entering in information, because this information actually matters that you're putting in. And if you input it wrong, like I said, it's going to cause delays. And you might not even be able to publish your book under the same title, the title that you want, if you accidentally mess it up. So it stinks that it's so easy to make a mistake on this when you're entering in your information. And Amazon has done nothing to help with that process, unfortunately. So what I've been doing is, while this is uploading, I'll play on my phone. I'll read on my phone or update my Facebook on my phone, just so the computer can be fully dedicated to what it's doing here. Okay, I spared you the extra 5 minutes of waiting for this thing to load. It could be that I have slower internet access than you do, and you could get it a little faster. But it usually does take a couple minutes. So you should have this update received, and it's going to find one issue with your file. Now that one issue is the size of the page. Like I said, with a PDF, you can only have one size, and I don't know why. They only allow PDFs, and PDFs only come in one size, so as far as I know, and it automatically sizes it onto the page. So this is a very redundant issue, but if there were more typos, grammar, and formatting problems, they would have told us most of the time. So you want to launch the interior reviewer and look at every page. Make sure this is what you want to publish. And this is principally how you want it to look. We're looking for how it looks. So you can just ignore this issue here. Basically, it just says we know that this is a higher trim size, so they put it on there perfectly, and you just go through the book. I hope you like it. I think it looks great. Oh, one thing you need to check is your numbered lists and your bullet points. I've gone through this manuscript several times. Whenever I had to change some stuff in the text itself, and I lost all of your lists. I went through and made bullet points, but there could be one or two lists that I missed. So anytime you know that you've made a list, just make sure that it's there and I selected the right thing. I could have made a mistake as I was going through and correcting all this. So that's just one thing to look for. Also, do you like this? Do you like where the page numbers are? Do you like the margins? I have a little bit more here on the side, on the left side. There's a lot of this I cannot control. Like, there are limits to what I can do on the page. But if I know that you don't like something or that you would prefer something else, I can always try. So just go through. I think, like I said earlier, I think this will take about maybe 3 hours if you go slow. You could probably get it done in 45 minutes if you just look through. I'm scanning top, bottom, looking for gaps between paragraphs. Of course, I'm doing this too, and just anything that you want to change, let me know. All right, let me know if you have questions.